Start off the recap here, a little different vibe go into this week because there's a decent chance that we have to do full games on Sunday. I'm just hoping to get the recap done. Minnesota starting with the ball here and touchdown. Justin Jefferson, a team in free fall, but another team they're facing not too far away from free falling themselves is a penalty on Bowers, 3rd and 16, and they pick it up, Shakir. So both teams, in dire straits to an extent at this point in the year, as they get the 4th down and they get the touchdown. So both teams playing like they got a lot to prove. 7-all at the end of our first quarter as Minnesota marches down the field and a first down on 2nd and 5. Now a 3rd and 13 coming up, and they take a sack. Harold Landry, a big stop, but a awesome kick by Audrey, 57 yards, 10-7 as the Chargers look to take the lead, and they get a penalty, down a goal to go, 4th and 1 from the 2, and they take the field goal. Not like them there. 10-all as Minnesota gets a big chunk to start to Addison. 2-minute warning hit just past midfield, and they miss a field goal on 4th down, 59-yarder. I didn't even realize it was on 4th down. Osa gets a sack to start, 4th and 7. They punt, and the Vikings gonna just try to run the game out. Yep, 10-all. Chargers ball. Will Anderson sack and a big play. Jonnu Smith 27 yards, and the Chargers get out of a jam yet again. 3rd and 6. They get down to 1st and goal, but a penalty knocks them back. 3rd and goal from the 17 after another Anderson sack, and they don't get this one. 13-10. So Minnesota got to get the offense back in gear. They have not executed on 3rd down, but they get a big one there. Tutu Atwell, 28 yards, 3rd and 2, and they don't get it. Take the sack, 13-all, end of our 3rd quarter. And Chargers punted away to start the 4th, and a fumble recovered by Rayshon Jenkins. A big costly mistake, potentially, but then a missed field goal gives it right back. So Minnesota dodges a bullet. Can they take their new lease on life and get a controlled grasp of this game? And down to the 4, 2nd and goal from the 1, 3rd and goal from the 6 after a sack, and 4th and goal after another sack. So another absolute failure on short yardage situations. They take another couple sacks. The Chargers marching down the field goal to tie it. They get the touchdown, 1 minute to play. They don't get the extra point, but the Chargers are going to get the stop anyway. So Minnesota will fall again. 19-16, absolutely kicking themselves. They cannot convert a 3rd and short, and just seemingly taking sacks left and right. Decent game Purdy, but the sacks are unavoidable. Are an unavoidable fact that really killed them. No question about it. You just can't be taking that kind of sack, especially from Wharton. Not their premier guy. What a game from him, but it hurts to see it. Jenkins forces that fumble and recovers it. Block kick by Chason. Maybe the extra point. Don't know, but that'll do it. Game 1 in the books. Vikings fall to 1-6. Chargers 3-5. See you in the next game. All right, game number 2. A very different vibe of the season for these two teams as the 5-2 Jets take on the 6-1 Bengals. Bengals looking to get a nice bounce back week after a loss against Pittsburgh, breaking their undefeated streak. But the Jets are no easy task here, as they are the team to beat the Steelers at this point in the year, as a failed 4th down gives the Jets a good field position. And so here come the Jets down, and an interception by Greg Newsome, and a penalty going to knock them back to the 3, and they are unable to pick it up. So a chaotic start to our game, but the Jets still can take the advantage here to start our 2nd quarter as they pick up a 3rd and 6, Drake London for 11, 3rd and 12, they don't get it, but our first points of the day, 3-0. Oh, so Cincy, let's see if they can get that offense off the ground. Walker a sack, 3rd and 9, and they do not get it. So still sputtering on offense for this Bengals unit, but the Jets offense seems to have also started stalling out. So we have grinded to a halt in the middle of this game. Can the Jets? No, they cannot. Carrington Valentine pick, setting up Bengals in scoring territory, and now the offense has come alive. 1st and goal at the other side of the 2 minute, and an interception by DJ Reed and the touchback, so he catches that thing in the end zone. So the sloppy game continues. Adonai Mitchell, 28 yards and down, and a touchdown. So just like that, Cooper Kupp, 38-yard touchdown. In the span of a minute, this game has gone from a likely Bengals lead to the Bengals down by 2 scores. They get a penalty to give them some yardage, but they are not executing well enough, and they run out of time. Jets starting with the football. They start off with a sack and a good punt down to the 4, and offsides penalty gives them the break they need. Jacobs a big catch. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 2. They don't get it. They went for it earlier and didn't get it from this spot. Do they do it again? They don't. Discouraged by the earlier failure, they elect to punt. Ends up being an okay decision as the Jets don't do anything off the back of it. But now the offense is not moving yet again. So this Jets defense has come to play today so far, but unfortunately their offense is not giving them a lot of cushion. We have a 3rd and 23 coming up. They don't get it and punt it back for a touchback. So Bengals have got to get it moving here. 3rd and 10, and they don't get it. Will they go for it? They do not. Jets another opportunity, but they start with a sack, Danielle Hunter, and a penalty by Humphrey, and a touchdown by Drake London, 92 yards. And that's gonna be it. 3 scores of 6 minutes to play. Drake London has put a nice little bow on this game. Cincy just going to try to find some momentum, and they don't even find that. They might get shut out today. They're going to have one last shot here in garbage time to try to put up some points. As we hit 2 minute, and they're not quite moving fast enough. We'll see if they can get there. And somewhere in there, the Jets got the ball. I'm not going to see how they did it. But the Jets secure the shutout, a 17-0 victory against the defending Super Bowl champs. A team led by their offense. Just an unreal performance by this Jets defense to hold them to 0 points. Really, the only threat of the game was a pick thrown by Drake May that they then intercepted themselves in the end zone. Other than that, the Bengals offense had nothing going at all. So fantastic showing by this Jets defense. May, for his part, doesn't play a clean game, but plays a clean enough game as they are able to pull away with the victory. Drake London, obviously that 92-yard dagger in the hearts of Bengals faithful here, silencing the crowd and putting the game on ice. But wow, what a game for these Jets. Kind of had that opening week victory, sputtered a little bit here in the middle, but I mean, shit, a game like this, DJ Reed getting 2 picks. Yeah, that's the kind of game that keeps you going for a whole season as they kind of get into the second half where they try to claim this division. So what a game! And Cincy drops 2 in a row. We'll see you in the next one. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I hate that I have a wedding this weekend, specifically on the schedule. I'm gonna have a great fucking time at that wedding. Don't worry. But scheduling for this week has so many banger games, and I had to just sit here and watch these last 2 games on Fast Sim. So I want you to know that I wanted to watch all these games, but time constraints have limited me to only seeing them in Fast Sim. I am bound by the technology of my time, but hopefully my son, Tony Stark, can make this element and watch these games live. I don't know. I kind of lost what I was going to do with that. I had it in my head, the Howard Stark thing, when I started saying it. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm committed to the bit. And then I got into the bit, and I was like, man, I don't know how I'm getting out of this bit. Anyway, the Eagles, 3 and out. Giants knocking on the door, but a sack, or penalty, sorry. 3rd and 11, and they pick it up. 1st and goal. Giants, touchdown. James Cook, 7-0. Eagles have got to answer here. And they pick up a 3rd and 7. Devontae Adams, and now they're rolling. Obviously, our last matchup between these, as we get touchdown, Adams, 14 yards, evens things up, was a classic game where the Eagles seemingly had them on the ropes, but Jalen Waddle plays the hero and gets them a bomb touchdown to get them back in the game as the Eagles get their stop. So each team now has 1 stop. Eagles looking to get another touchdown to add on top of it. Into the red zone they go. 2nd and 1. 1st and goal from the 1. You know what this means. Touchdown Eagles. I don't think I've ever seen a team stall off from there, but the Giants offense has stalled completely. Back-to-back stops by the Eagles, but they're going the wrong way. 3rd and 18, and the Giants get off the field. Great work by this Giants defense. We have the 2-minute warning coming up here and past 2 minute, but not going fast enough. 3rd and 1. They pick it up. Can they get points? The answer is no. So Giants get the ball back to start, and they go 3 and out. A fumble recovered by Brian Branch. So our first turnover of the game, but then a sack by Parsons. They pick it up anyway. Jalen Waddle 14 yards. 3rd and 3. They don't get it. Will they go for it? They will not. So the field goal would have made it a 1-point game if they could have gotten it off, but obviously did not. 3rd and 10. They pick it up and they keep marching. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10 from the 19, and get it once more. 1st and goal and touchdown Devontae Adams. Another one for him on the day. And a long drive ahead of the Giants, but they are chugging along. They got to get 6 here on this drive. 4th and 8. Do they take the long field goal? They punt, which is way worse than any of the other options, but they do get a penalty. Dang, that's going to probably be it. I don't think there's enough time. The penalties are killing the Giants right now. As another penalty gave them another first down on 3rd and long, and an interception. All right, well, some very moderate forms of life here, but not enough. Eagles, so they hold serve. Each team winning their home game. Eagles winning this one 21-10, and that does set the stage for this to be, a race to 14 wins. Who knows? But both teams fall at each other's swords at home. Giants, I feel like you got to think this game got away from you. They didn't execute some better drives and didn't take advantage of a slower start by the Eagles to the fullest extent. But either way, I mean, this Eagles team, obviously a great team, and they continue to punch back at this Giants team that basically had all the momentum you could think of coming into this. But the Eagles, I mean, they had a get-right game in the middle, figured their things out, and held serve at home. So we've set the stage for our matchup coming into the playoffs potentially. That's what we're all eyeing as a league. As Brian Branch, what a day. Tackle for loss, a pick, and a forced fumble that he recovers himself. So big day at the office for him. But that'll do it from here. Eagles win in pretty convincing fashion here at home. We'll see how this season shakes out, but neither team gains a advantage in divisional games. All right, we'll keep it moving. Got a bunch of games left. The rookie does get a touchdown in the end. Cleveland gets the ball short field. Penalty gives them the first down, and they should be able to run the clock out from here. So that'll do it. A convincing win for the Browns, 31-10, and a finally show. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have our game of the week. A stoppable force meets a movable object here in New England. Patriots at 0-6-1 taking on the 0-7 Browns. The number 1 and 2 pick currently, though the Browns do not own that pick. These teams, both rookie quarterbacks. Rashee Rice. I was about to mention getting Rashee Rice back last week. The offense looked better, but they still suffered heartbreak. And first play of the game, 70-yard touchdown. So both offenses looking to get their rookie quarterbacks going and probably eyeing this as an opportunity to do so, though there's a fumble recovered by the Browns. So a chance at a really hot start. A penalty going to set them back 3rd and 16, and they pick it up. Troy Franklin, 27 yards. A sack, though, sets them back, and they have to settle for 3. 10-0 Browns. As Patriots look to get their offense moving, it does not get moving. So Browns looking to keep their foot on the gas here. A couple first downs in a row. Can they pick up a third? They can as we start our... Actually, no, I just reset. We haven't started it yet. Now we start our second quarter with them past midfield, and they pick up another third down. Franklin again. Inside the red zone they go, and touchdown Kenneth Gainwell. 17-0 Browns. So exactly the start you're hoping for as Cleveland. Now we'll see if New England can put some points up on the board. 3rd and 13. They get into field goal range. Can they make the kick? They can. 17-3. And a penalty going to give them good field position here. Or good field advantage, I guess I should say. Rashee Rice, another grab. Down to the 15. 3rd and 3 as we hit the 2-minute warning. And a 1st and goal at the 1. And touchdown. Tetairoa McMillan. They must have reviewed it and gave him the touchdown because it said 7 yards. So 24-3. Lead for Cleveland as they look to get this last stop of the half. And they might not do so. Let's see if New England can get the kickoff. They cannot. 24-3 lead. New England does start with the ball, but they're going the wrong way. 3rd and 20 after 3 straight negatives on the old sheet. One of them being a false start. Chubb, 21-yard grab. Browns marching down the field once more. Big chunk play to Franklin and a touchdown to Rashee Rice, his second of the day. If I can do math, that means he gets over 100 yards on just the 3 catches I've seen. And now Cleveland just going to look to keep it going. You can't afford to really take your foot off the gas. A team that has struggled as much as they have. They really want to keep this offense firing on all cylinders. At least if I was in their shoes, I would. They get a nice 4th-and-1 stop. Oh, maybe they got it, actually. Sorry. I was a little confused as the little turnover. They get a 4th-and-5 stop there. Cleveland with the ball back, 3rd-and-7. They do not pick it up. They do not go for it. That makes sense. There's no need to go for it here in the 4th quarter with this much of a lead, as New England's going to look to put up their first touchdown of the day. 3rd-and-7 from the 7. And touchdown, Sam Laporta. So the rookie does get a touchdown in the end. Cleveland gets the ball short field. Penalty gives them the first down. They should be able to run the clock out from here. So that'll do it. A convincing win for the Browns, 31-10. And a finally show-out game for their rookie, Cam Ward. 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, a perfect passer rating, averaging 12.6 yards per attempt. Dart, for his part, not a poor game. Has a touchdown, 165 yards isn't great, but just got out-dueled, start to finish, no doubt. Chuba Hubbard and Nick Chubb, sorry, Chubb and Chuba getting me, both fumble it. New England's the only one who lost one. Rice, 126 and a touchdown. Laporta just shy of 100. Franklin having a nice day as well. Complimentary role. Sacks are all spread out. We didn't have an interception on the day. Brooks says he forces 2 fumbles, though I don't know what the other one would have been, because only 2 guys had a forced fumble, or had a fumble at all. But anyway, that'll do it. Huge win for Cleveland. They snapped the winless streak. The New England Patriots remain our last winless team and will take sole possession of that number 1 pick. We'll see you guys at the next game. All right, another matchup of top teams here as the 6-0 Texans take on the 5-2 Niners. Texans, our last undefeated team, looking to continue that against a quality NFC opponent. A penalty going to give them a nice start to this drive. Anthony Richardson looking to get him on the board early, and he does. Hunter Henry, 14 yards, 7-0 Texans. So Niners been a little up and down as of the last couple weeks, but a hot start to the year. They're looking to find that magic back again as Jerry Jeudy, 21 yards into the end zone, 7-all. Another penalty starting off this Texans drive, but they unfortunately cannot continue the momentum. Let's see if the Niners can get this lead. And past midfield looks like they may, but an interception by DeRon Bland wipes it out. 3rd-and-7. They pick it up to the 40. So start of our second quarter with a sack. Byron Murphy gets in to get Anthony Richardson, and a 3rd-and-13, which they pick up. Christian Kirk, 25 yards down inside the red zone, 1st-and-goal. And Kyron Williams, actually J.K. Dobbins brings it home. Sorry, the running game itself brings it home. 14-7 Niners to answer. Starting out with a penalty. Penalties for the Niners have been a big story early in this one, spurning 2 Texans drives, and then this one really killed it before it even gets started, as Dobbins a 21-yard grab and the run. So a lot of J.K. Dobbins here at the early portion of this game. So I do wonder if there was an injury to Kyron late in that last drive. But 1st-and-goal Texans as they start the second quarter off. And 3rd-and-goal from the 13 after the sack by Bosa. They do not get it. They take a 10-point lead with a minute to play. And a huge penalty gets them down to the 33. So a penalty going the other way gives them a chance to end up with points this half, which they do not. 17-7. Niners do start with the ball, and they immediately throw a pick. Hufanga, the interception, down to the 22. Houston looking to take firm control of the game, which they do. Pearsall, 14-yard touchdown. The extra point has a penalty on it, of course, 24-7. And they go 3-0, so the Niners' momentum completely halted here as a unfortunate series of events occurs for them. And now Houston looking to slam the door shut on the game. 3rd and 4, but they cannot do it. Xavier Thomas gets the sack. A 20-point lead, still a 3-score game for the Niners, but they just cannot get this offense back in motion. Texans looking to keep building on this lead. They pick up a 3rd-and-8. Dobbins a 9-yard run. 3rd-and-2. They get that one as well thanks to a penalty. And a 3rd-and-7 touchdown to Pearsall, his second of the day. And missed extra point, but a 33-7 game. That'll be enough to win this one for sure. A 4th-and-6 conversion to Tillman. 3rd-and-10. and a four and out here at the 40-yard line. So Texans going to look to run the rest of this clock out. 3rd and 8. They don't get it. Make the field goal. 36-7. Let's see if now let's get some more points up. They cannot. Texans run it out. 36-7. Houston, a dominant win in a tough matchup, proving that they belong. Anthony Richardson has a nice day through the air. 137 passer rating for him. Aaron Rodgers, definitely a day to forget for him. Gonna have to bounce back. Kyron does have a lot of production, so I bet he does come back. Dobbins actually gets injured, ironically. We do see some Jaden Blue in this game at some point. Jerry Jeudy leads the way in yards, but Pierce Hall in touchdowns. Zach Tom allows 2 sacks. Hufanga and Bland the picks. And that'll do it. What a game. Texans keeping it rolling. We'll catch you in the next one. All right, after that beatdown of the last game, we move to Baltimore here. A pair of 3-3 teams face off, looking to get above 500. Disaster special teams unit play from the Bears. Have to claw their way out of it. And claw they do, down to the 21 on an IU grab. 3rd and 11, they don't get it, but points on the drive. Of course, if they started at the 25 like you normally would, they'd have gotten in the end zone. So that does feel bad, but either way, Ravens not having much struggles so far as they run right into the end zone. Lamar 7-yard touchdown run, 7-3 Ravens. Ayuk another big grab for the Bears, and they pick up a 3rd and 10. Ayuk once more, 3rd and 17 now. They cannot get out of their own way, and a penalty declined, so they're going to give them more points. That's, I think, bad. I would have given my chances on another sack potentially, but stop from the Bears defense and a great punt pins them deep. A penalty as well on 4th down gives them very little room to work with, and the Ravens are already in scoring territory after just 1 first down. They get 2 for good measure, and touchdown Ravens. Marvin Harrison Jr. Still a 1-score game, but a full 8 points. A minute to go for the Bears. Let's see if they can move down the field quickly and get some points. They do get points, so a 14-9 game at half. Ravens do start with the ball and just marching into the red zone once more. This offense has been clicking today, but they stall out and get the 4th and 2. Love the aggressiveness. They take a 2-score lead as the Bears have got to find a way into the end zone here on this drive. 3rd and 13, they don't do it, so no points even at all. So going the wrong way on that. Another excellent punt by Morstead down to the 1 and a safety immediately. So Baltimore's probably got enough to win this game at this point, but Bears going to have one shot to try to get themselves back in it. 3rd and 12, and a penalty gives them a chance, but then the interception by Greenlaw, that does it. So Ravens tack on one more. Marvin Harrison touchdown. A 21-point game will be enough here in this one. So a convincing win for the Ravens. They did a good job continuing to not allow them into the end zone, and they were so even down to this last strike. Donovan Ezra, who gets the sack on 4th and goal, and that'll do it. 30-9 victory. Score game was a little closer than probably the score indicates on this one, but regardless, the Ravens took care of business. Lamar, not a very high volume day, but a very efficient day when they needed him. Ayuk, over 100 yards. Ed Oliver, 2.5 sacks. Greenlaw, the game-sealing interception. And no forced fumbles, no block. And the safety was by Ed Oliver, so he obviously had a big mark on this game with 2.5 sacks and the safety. So that'll do it for us here. 39, we'll keep rolling. All right, another matchup of playoff hopeful teams here. Buffalo heads to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Buffalo, blazing hot start, did cool off a bit in recent weeks. A disappointing loss here on the back end. We'll see if they can bounce back this week, but not a really hot start, really just the one decent play. But their defense stepped up there, and from the 1-yard line, they get a bailout on an offsides. Derek Brown got a little too excited for the chance at getting a safety. He knows how common they are here. 3rd and 8, and a penalty. J.C. Horn, a pass interference, gets him down to the 29-yard line, and a 1st and goal down to the 6 and down to the 1. Touchdown Bills. Reggie Gilliam, who I don't think is employed by them. on the fullback dive. But Carolina, inspired by that offensive performance, is in scoring range. 3rd and 10, and they don't get it. 7-3 Buffalo. So the penalty proves to be a pretty big turning point in this game because the offenses weren't looking particularly good, but the penalty has really kind of vaulted this Bills offense into doing things, and the Carolina offense raised to answer. 3rd and 9. They don't get it. Settle for the field goal. 7-point game. 4-minute drill for Carolina, but a sack by Hampton and a false start. 3rd and 20, and they will not get it. Vita Vea, the sack. So 2:44 left for Josh Allen. And he is going to get the 3rd and 8. So Aguilar, nice to have him back. Minute to go, 38 seconds left after the sack. 1st and goal, down to the 6, and touchdown with 18 seconds left. Brian Thomas Jr., a 14-point game for Buffalo, and that takes us to half. Carolina starting with the football, but throws an interception. Teron Johnson gets him back to the 26-yard line. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 11 after the holding, and they will take the field goal. 17-point game. So costly mistake early by Bryce Young, and back-to-back sacks. Diaby, back from injury this week, gets the sack, and a fumble recovered, so the mistake goes the other way. Carolina with a short field. Can they get in the end zone here? Red zone trip, 3rd and 4, and they get sacked. Vita Vea, monster game from him so far. 14-point game. 3rd and 17 after a Derek Brown sack, and they will have to punt. So these defenses, specifically these D-lines, are making a lot of plays here in this one. Tyler Tart getting in there, and 3rd and 20 to start our 4th quarter off, and an interception by Milano. That'll probably be enough to ice this game as Buffalo marches down the field and gets a Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown, 21-point game. Carolina needs a big play, and they need it now. Maybe a couple of them, actually. 4th and 5, they don't get it, so that's going to be it. Buffalo going to look to run a little clock out, punt it away. Carolina going to look to just make the score a little bit more interesting at the end, but they will not do so. A 27-6 victory for Buffalo. Not quite controlled throughout, but consistently had the game in hand and never really let go of it. Bryce, a game to forget. Types 2 compared to that one that we saw from Aaron Rodgers. Not a great day on the ground for Buffalo either. Brian Thomas Jr., though, and when you get a guy doing this, you don't need much more on offense. And I am so sorry. I forgot about Casey Leviston. Please do not kill me. I am so sorry, Carolina. I tried to catch everybody's things they said to me across the board here. I really did. And I just think I missed the Leviston one. Yeah. So sorry about that. I missed putting Isaiah Wynn on this team here. So terribly sorry about that, Joe Meg. I like to think it doesn't matter in a game like this, but maybe it did. Anyway, terribly sorry. We'll fucking try to fix it for next week. Hopefully I get a little more time this week. Anyway, catch you guys in the next game. All right, another top-line game here. Atlanta playing host to Miami. This Miami team, that the narrative I've built around them is they dominate everybody except for the AFC East. This is a test of that here in Atlanta. Let's see if they can stifle this Falcons run that they've been on. But it's a good start for Atlanta. 3rd and 7 coming after the sack. And a touchdown. Casey Washington, 42-yard touchdown. That's a little odd to see him in so early, but a penalty gives the Dolphins a 1st down, and they are off and marching. 3rd and 7, and they do not convert on their 3rd and long. They take the field goal, 7-3 Falcons. And so away they go. Falcons marching down the field again. 3rd and 4, they don't get it. They settle for 3, a 10-3 game at the quarter break. But Miami looking to answer, but a 3rd and 11, which they do not get. 4th and 2, will they go for it? They go for it and don't get it. Harris stuffed. So the Falcons with great field position, going to take a 2-score lead here, and they do it with a touchdown. Nakua, 16-yard touchdown, 17-3 advantage. Miami on the ropes here as we close out our first half. 3rd and 2, they get sacked. Greg Rousseau gets it. They do get the field goal good. Jason Sanders from 54 yards, and they get the stop, so a chance to get a touchdown and make this a closer game. 3rd and 6, they do not convert. Tyler Davis, the sack. He's had an awesome start to the year. 3rd and 16 after the Steelers sack. Another one for him on the day. 1 minute, 11 seconds for Miami. They will not have the time. Miami does start with the football at least. Haven't found the end zone yet today. Can they do it on this drive? Worthy gives them a big chunk. And down to the 2, Ferguson. 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, and touchdown DeAndre Hopkins. 2-point conversion is no good. 5-point game. Atlanta going to look to answer. 3rd and 4. They get it. Keeping it moving. 3rd and 1. And a penalty, 3rd and 6. And they get sacked out of field goal range. Wilkins, a clutch sack. They have to punt. Miami try to take the lead for the first time today. Actually, that's not true, is it? Yeah, it's not true. They kicked a field goal first. Anyway, um, regardless, they didn't convert. A penalty gives the Falcons a good field position. 3rd and 3, they pick it up. And another first down on a penalty and a 20-yard grab into the red zone and touchdown Atlanta. So taking advantage of the missed opportunities by Miami, they have a 2-score lead with 6 to play. Miami's got to move quick, and they are moving quick. Whittington gets a grab. 3rd and 4, they've got to go for it here. And they get it down to a 1st and goal at the 1 and touchdown Miami. Harris, the run. 5-point game yet again. They need to stop. But Atlanta is just marching here. 1st and 10 at the 30, 2nd and 16, 3rd and 5, and they don't get it. They'll have to take the field goal, which they do get. 8-point game. Miami, 2 minutes to get into the end zone and get the 2-point conversion. Good first play. Another solid play. They're marching. Will they have enough time? 3rd and 2, and they're out of time. They can't get it. The Falcons finally beat this Dolphins team outside of their own division. Great defensive performance here by Atlanta to stifle this offense for a majority of the game. Baker plays a clean and excellent game. Harris, a game to forget. Just an awful performance overall. This game could not get going at all. Nakua, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. Whittington stepping up big in a support role, getting 90 yards. Not a great game here for this Falcons offensive line overall. See their 2.5 sacks. And that's the rest of it. No fumbles, no blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. That'll do it. What a game by Atlanta. Really setting the tone here after a rough start to the year. For Miami, they're going to have to shake this one off and keep going because this division does not let up. We'll catch you in the next game. All right, another game rolling on here to the AFC South. Tennessee looking to right the ship here against Indy. Bo Nix having a very nice start to the year. He's hoping to give him another win. He can get his running backs back and they can really go on a run. But that will start with a penalty setting them back. Colts are on a hot streak here. I think won 3 out of the last 4. Does that sound right? Either way, they have really put things together as of late and are trying to go on a run themselves here in the AFC South as the Titans stall out again after a couple first downs. Colts looking to find our first points of the game, and oh, actually I missed something, and I will not be able to see it. A interception of some kind, I would assume, or a fumble. Tennessee had the ball up close. They scored the touchdown, and the Colts now have to answer down or score. I almost had a run. Golly, you watch too much baseball. Chase Young the sack, and a touchdown to Mario Douglas, 42-yarder, 7-all. 3rd and 13, and they pick it up. JSN through the air. 3rd and 3, which they pick up down to the 2. Dowdle, great to have you back as Jalen Royals gets the touchdown, 14-7. And the Colts go 3 and out. Barmore the sack. And the Titans are marching here. 2-minute warning was hit, and they're just trying to score one more before half. 52 seconds left. And touchdown with 41 seconds left. Royals, his second of the day. He has had an excellent start to his career here in Tennessee, as Indy will start with the ball, looking to make it a one-score game. They get a first down, but will not get a second. Oh, they will, actually. I lied. Snoop Connor on the ground gets him another first down. A lot of Snoop Connor, but intercepted. Jonathan Greenard in coverage with the interception. And now Tennessee just looking to put the game out of reach here. Jalen Royals, another catch, 3rd and 12. They don't get it. 3-score game. So Colts started the fourth quarter just across the midfield. And another interception, this one by Nate Hobbs, as the Colts think used up their last of their 9 lives. Tennessee will punch it away, but just time not on the side of Indianapolis. They get the 4th down conversion, get another 3rd and 10. Douglas down to the 20. 3rd and 3, 1st and goal, and touchdown Indy. Tucker Craft getting into the end zone. 24-14 recovery on the onside kick, and they will go ahead and get the first down and probably run this game down. 1st and goal after a penalty, so maybe they'll score actually. They do score. Raheem Sanders into the end zone. 31-14 game. Penalty gives them a chance, and they do score quick. It's over, but hey, more points for this Indy offense. We'd love to see that. 31-21, the victory for the Titans. Too many mistakes by the Colts in this one. Put up some garbage time touchdowns to make things a little interesting, but it's going to be a 3-pick game for Justin Fields. Bo Nix, for his part, perfect. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 261 yards. On the rushing attack, while it was great to have him back, it was not a strong game for Rico, so they will hopefully get Pacheco back to really bolster them there. Quiet game from JSN, but Jalen Royal stepping up big, getting all those yards and touchdowns for him. There's our 3 picks. Izzy busy day for him with 2 deflections. No safeties, no touchdowns. That'll do it. I think I got 2 more left in the recap, and then we're on to the full games. So, see you there. All right, second to last game as promised. Here we are, Denver hosting Dallas. Teams surprisingly with the same record. Denver has not had the start to the year they have hoped for, but hopefully they can get the Sam Darnold train rolling here. Well, that's not good. Back-to-back losses on a 3rd and very short, and missing the 60-yard field goal. Dallas, and one play after that, or two, the second play after that, one incomplete pass. Anyway, 50-yard touchdown to Jacoby Myers, 7-0 Dallas. And now momentum sucked out of the air here in Denver. The very thin air, not a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna stop that sentence there. Anyway, Dallas was 3-and-out. A first down for Denver, but no more. Dallas still in control of the game, but cannot grasp it any further. Van Ginkel the sack on 3rd down. They punt away. Denver's got to go a long ways, and they won't go very far. Short punt to Dallas. Get the ball near midfield as they quickly cross it down to the 30. It's 3rd and 9. They don't get it. I do get the field goal. 10-0 Dallas as the Broncos going to try to find something. They go for it on 4th down, get it. So hopefully some points for the half, and they get it. Devonta Smith, 33-yard touchdown, a 10-7 game. Dallas just looking to get some more points for half, and they're marching. 3rd and 14, and they don't get it. And the field goal is no good, missing a 27-yard kick. Denver will escape with a 3-point deficit going into half. As Dallas does start with the ball. Penalty, kick us off here. 3rd and 9. They don't get it, so the penalty proves costly. And Denver, a big play. Michael Mayer. Why do I say Mayer like that? Michael Mayer down to the 25. And a 1st-and-goal down to the 1 on another Mayer grab. And touchdown Denver there. First lead of the day. Sampson gets him into the end zone. 14-10. As Dallas now on the back foot has to get something rolling. And they throw an interception. Brisker, the pick, gets it back to past midfield. That's where the Broncos offense takes over. 3rd and 7. They don't get it. Will they take another long kick? They will, and they hit this one 57 yards, and it is good. 17-10 as Dallas gets the ball back, but a sack sets up a 3rd and very long. They punt away to start our 4th quarter off as Denver needs a field goal to make it a 2-score game. They're marching yet again. 3rd and 1. They don't get it and lose a lot of yards. Shelby Harris, a 7-yard sack. And they make this kick to 56-yarder. Cam Little, have yourself a day. 3rd and 14 for Dallas. They don't get it. Another sack by Van Ginkel. They go for it, can't get it. So this is over. 2 plays later, a Mayer touchdown, 27-10. Game out of reach. They still go for it, still can't get it. Probably more points piling up here for Denver. They do 30-10 as Dallas just looking to make this game a little bit more interesting at the end, but it will not come to pass. A 30-10 Denver Broncos victory here at home. Good finish to the game as they started off very slow, going 30 unanswered points. Darnold really put it together in that second half. Russ started hot, didn't finish so hot. Neither team really ran the ball that well. Dallas had the advantage. Mayer just a yard shy of the 100 mark. But a great game for him. Tim Patrick leading the way for Dallas. Rough game for Havestein and Goncalves. Sertan, 10 tackles. Not great to see him do that, but Van Ginkel really had his way with the tackles for Dallas. And his award forces a fumble, but it was not recovered. Judon blocks a kick, so you'd have to imagine that's the short kick that was blocked, and that will do it. So, or actually, the long kick. Now I think about it, 60-yarder probably blocked. I was trying to think of another miss. You're right, Dallas just missed it short. And but you're right, I mean the voices in my head. Anyway, got one game left. We'll see you there. All right, last game up here. KC playing host to the 3-3-1 Red Hot Commanders. Didn't think we'd be saying that to start the year, did we? Anyway, Commies go 4 and out here at midfield. Tyree Wilson clutch sack gives the Patriots, the Chiefs short field down to the 1 and touchdown. Cam Scattaboo, 7-0 Chiefs. 3rd and 10, they don't get it. Punt away and the touchback. First down on a penalty, a big penalty too at that. 3rd and 7, as they will likely be on the air game. Mike Green, the sack. Don't get it. And they go for it on 4th down and get it? That is so bold. I love it, but bold as hell. Back-to-back false starts. Doesn't matter. 1st and goal for the Chiefs. And they get into the end zone. Mahomes, the rushing touchdown, 14-0, as the Commanders are going to look to answer here. 3rd and 1. They don't get it, and they do not go for it again. Learn their lesson from the last time, I guess, as the Chiefs look to march down the field again. Penalties can't slow them down this time. 3rd and 4. Down inside the 20. 1st and goal, 50 seconds left, and touchdown, Keenan Allen. So spreading it around. 3 different ways to score a touchdown. Running back running it in, quarterback running it in, and the passing touchdown. So 21-0. Chiefs do even start with the ball as they look to continue to keep their foot on the gas as well. They do just that. Harold Fannin, 11-yard touchdown, 28-0. Commanders looking for some signs of life as McBride gives them something, a 22-yard grab. Inside the 30 they go. Palmer a catch. 3rd and 7. They don't get it. Will they go for it? They take the points. They will not be shut out today. So Chiefs just looking to run this game out. Scattaboo, I mean, he's running it well. Another 1st down. Scattaboo just keeps them moving. A penalty by Farrell down to the 1 and touchdown. Cam Scattaboo, 35-3. Commanders. See if they can get a touchdown here on this one. 4th and 2. They pick it up. 3rd and 8. And a touchdown through the air. Sean Tucker gets it, 35-10, and that will be enough to end our game. A lot of penalties for an end of game drive, but a 35-10 convincing victory for the Chiefs. The clock has struck midnight on our Cinderella. We'll see if they can bounce back next week. Mahomes, clean game. Winston didn't have a terrible game, but only 19 pass attempts is a little crazy. It's got to be 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just instrumental in closing this game out. Washington could not run the ball well to save their life. Keenan, Harold Fannin, both touchdowns, both over 75 yards. Tyree Wilson, sack and a half. Big game from him. And that will do it. So, Chiefs win this one convincingly. See you guys in the full game.